A very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to MSM Sports and Hometown Cable's coverage of high school hockey. We are at the Stafford Ice Arena in Plattsburgh for coverage of the opening round of the 1994 Albany Savings Bank Holiday Hockey Tournament. This game will feature the Cougars of Northeastern Clinton and the Lumber Jacks from Tupper Lake. Good evening once again. I'm Rick Knowles. Craig Ormsby with us on the camera this evening. We're expected to be joined a little bit later on tonight for coverage of the Plattsburgh-Franklin Academy game by Press Republican writer Jeff Myers, our usual analyst on Plattsburgh High School hockey. Lineups being introduced by public address announcer here at the Stafford Ice Arena, Bob Pooler. Starting tonight for Northeastern Clinton, Brian Young, number 11, will be at one of the starting positions. Mike Miller, number 13. And rounding out the top line, Marty Sample, number 14. Defensive pairing for Northeastern Clinton tonight, Colin Price, number 2. And alongside Brad Lamberton, number 8. Starting in goal tonight for Northeastern will be senior goaltender number 30, Jason Sample. Netminder tonight for Tupper Lake is number 33, Marshall Godin. Mike Laramie, Earl Hawk set to call tonight's game, and before we get ready to drop the puck and enjoy the action, let's enjoy the anthem. As we told you earlier, this annual hockey tournament, hosted by Plattsburgh High School, sponsored by the fine people at Albany Savings Bank. Later on, as we told you, we will have a rematch. Just a week or so ago, the Franklin Academy Huskies and the Plattsburgh High School Hornets battled to an outstanding 2-2 tie. That will be the other opening round game that we will have for you right here on MSM Sports and Hometown Cable's coverage of high school hockey. Tupper Lake Lumber Jacks, coached by Gordy Hicks, and of course the Cougars being led by first-year head coach Rick Hutter. That's some strange numbers out there for the Lumberjacks: a 99, a 98, an 88, a 66, a 52, a 51, a 49. I don't know if they stole these jerseys from the football team, but not very normal numbers for hockey. And we are underway. Opening period of the opening game of the Albany Savings Bank Tournament, and the Lumberjacks look to get it out of their own zone. Pressuring in the corner is Sample for the Cougars. Puck comes loose in front. And the Lumberjacks will play it up to center. This is number 10, Spencer Lanthier, with a shot that went wide. Now Lanthier picks it up in the corner, look to center it to Scott Brunette, but the Cougars take it away and bring it back up ice. Sample in across the blue line. He is ridden into the boards. Puck comes loose behind the net. Stolen in front. Puck loose. Shot. Save. Rebound. And another save by Marshall Godin. The Cougars with good pressure in the early going. 2 or 3 shots right off the bat. But Marshall Godin up to the task for Tupper Lake. Covers up and will have a face-off to his left. We want to thank the fine people at Ormsby's Well Drilling in Schuyler Falls. They have provided us the video equipment that we are using to film and broadcast tonight's hockey game. So thanks to Harold Ormsby and the gang at Ormsby's Well Drilling for providing us our equipment. 14 minutes, 17 seconds left here, opening period. And off the draw, puck goes over to the far side where Chris Rabideau looks to play it for the Cougars, but it's taken away by Josh Colzer of the Lumberjacks. Nick Brunette with it. Centers one. Broken up. Comes right back to Brunette. He'll take it in behind the net. Brings it out in front. Shot save. Rebound the open net. They score. 24. Charlie Medor gets the goal off the rebound. And the Lumberjacks lead it 1-0. Nice setup there by Nick Brunette. Picked up the puck, took it around behind the net, brought it out in front. Wasn't bothered, got off a shot, and the rebound went right to Medor, who puts the Lumberjacks on top, 1-0. Josh Colzer also gets an assist on the Tupper Lake goal that puts him on top, 1-0. Shot and a kick save by Jason Sample. This is the second opportunity we've had to watch Tupper Lake in the year. Earlier this year, we had a chance to see the Lumberjacks get a come-from-behind overtime victory over the Beekmantown Eagles. Game played here in Plattsburgh. One of the most exciting games we've seen so far this year between Tupper Lake and Beekmantown. And we've also seen the Cougars a few times down here in Plattsburgh in the opening tournament of the year, the original four tournament in which the Cougars came home with the third place hardware. Miller looks in front, shot, save, and a rebound is taken by Larry Callahan. He clears it up for Brunette. Now near side, Scott Wilbur, number 98, gets around the defender, takes it to the net, and dishes off. Spencer Lanthier right there, but could not get Lumber on it. Now Wilbur behind the net, centers one. That's broken up by Peter Racine. Now Brian Young looks to clear. Puck loose, and now it'll come out to center. And here comes Marty Champlin across the blue line. He is pulled down. And we're going to have a holding penalty against Tupper Lake. And we'll get to see the Cougars on the power play. Penalty comes at 12:25 remaining here in the opening period. And the Cougars trailing 1-0. Cougars have had some decent pressure. If you remember, just seconds into the game, Cougars had 2 or 3 good scoring opportunities in front of Marshall Godin, but goaltender for the Lumberjacks kept it out of the net. Dassey, Miller, and Racine, the power line for the Cougars. That one goes into the Tupper Lake bench. Almost beheaded the coach down there. 1:26 to go in the Lumberjack power play. Or penalty, rather. Cougars on the power play. Miller takes the face-off against Brunette. And the draw comes out to center, and Colin Price will chase after it for Northeastern. Price swings it over to the near side, and Brad Lamberton looks to bring it up ice. He fans on one, and Brunette comes in. Nick Brunette cannot get around the defender, Price. Now the Cougars play it to center. 1 minute remaining in the Northeastern power play. Gagne tried to send it down ice for Tupper Lake, but it was broken up and picked up at center by Brunette. In on net, the shot, and a glove save by Sample. Now Lamberton looks to clear. He can't do it. Good penalty killing here by the Lumberjacks. Josh Colzer throws it over to the far corner. Nasser Dassey after it. Colzer throws it back in behind the net. Now he'll look to center. Miller there for Northeastern to play it back into the corner. 30 seconds left in the Cougar power play. Puck comes over to the near side. Penalty coming up. Holding will be the call, and it's going to go against Mike Miller of Northeastern. So that will even things up for the next 28 seconds, at which time the Cougars will be a man short for minute 2. Face off coming up deep in Northeastern territory to the left of Jason Sample.
Number 13, Michael Miller. A minute 30 for holding. Now the Cougar penalty, 3 minutes 37 seconds.
Off the draw, sent wide past Sample, comes over to the near point. Scott Brunette sends it in front, went off the skate of a Cougar defender. Now in behind the net, Sample pokes it back over to the near corner. Lanthier back to the point. Dan Hutt looks to move in on net, loses control, comes right to Lanthier, shot a save by Sample. Now the Lumberjacks on the power play. 55 seconds remaining in the Miller penalty. In front, Sample dives on it, and we get the whistle. 10 minutes, 42 seconds remaining. First period, we're at the Stafford Ice Arena in Plattsburgh for the opening round of the Albany Savings Bank Holiday Hockey Tournament. And the Tupper Lake Lumberjacks lead the Cougars 1-0. Winner of this game will go on to meet the winner of the Franklin Academy Husky Plattsburgh High School Hornet game, which we'll have for you later on. That one is batted down with a high stick. They'll have to bring the face-off deep into Tupper Lake zone. "61 seconds into the game. Charlie Medor, the goal for Tupper Lake, with Nick Brunette and Josh Kulzer picking up the assists. Lumberjacks look to bring it up ice. Scott Wilbur at center. Pass broken up and played back in by Brian Young of the Cougars. Dan Hutt. Well, no doubt Chris Berman would be calling him pizza. 15 seconds left in the Tupper Lake power play. Here comes Brunette in on net, and a save by Sample. Looked as though Brunette was tied up there by Peter Racine, but somehow managed to get through. Now they get the goal. Shot from the point. Might have gone off somebody in front, as it looked to have changed directions on Sample, who came out with the skate to try to make the save, but it trickled off his skate into the back of the net, and the Lumberjacks lead it 2-0. Power play goal. The goal comes at 5:02, and we'll get the official announcement to see if that was tipped in front. Here's the announcement. Scott Brunette the goal. Dan Hutt the assist. Another penalty coming up on Northeastern. Puck loose in front, and the Cougars clear it. Checking from behind will be the call. And the Lumberjacks can really get things going their way with another power play goal here. Marty Sample going to the box. And the Cougars really need a good kill right now. Gagne with a shot, and a glove save by Sample, and he is going to hold on to it. 9 minutes, 32 seconds remaining here in the opening period. Tupper Lake 2 and Northeastern nothing. Draw comes back to Brunette. His shot was blocked by Jason Brock of the Cougars. Some different names appearing on the Cougar roster than what we've seen down here in Plattsburgh in the first two games of the season. And some injuries have hurt the Cougar team, and going with some youngsters tonight. Now Miller looks to clear it out. He can't do it. They couldn't keep it in at the point. Trevor's short, number 51, had to jump over his stick. Now there's down to 45 seconds left in the power play. Medora looked to bring it in. Lumberjacks dump it back in. Now they'll clear, and they're going to make a line change. So that's going to allow the Cougars to bring it out to center. And Northeastern content to just dump it in, and now they will make changes. 30 seconds left in the period. 2-0. In the penalty, rather. 8:30 left in the period. 2-0 Tupper Lake. Now icing will be called against the Lumberjacks. And they'll bring it back deep into Tupper Lake territory to the right or the left of Marshall Godin. Things don't look too busy over at that concession stand. I think maybe we'll get our cameraman Craig Ormsby to go over with us between the break and sample the goodies they've got over there. We'll have to do that before Myers gets here, though, because those of you that know Jeff Myers, there won't be much left. Cougars successfully kill the penalty as they play it down ice. Dan Hutt lost it. Cougars look to get something going here with 8 minutes to go in the period. Goes over to the far corner. Don Brown, number 99, plays it to the near side, and Ted Lemaire, number 35, brings it in. Backhander. Sample made the save off the shot of Colin Krywox. Now puck loose in front. Jason Kelsey looks to clear. He gets it to center. 7.5 remaining first period, 2-0 Tupper Lake. Early pressure belonged to the Cougars, but since then it's been all Lumberjacks. Now look out here, because a 3-on-2. Scott Brunette in on net, and Sample might have got a piece of it with the stick. Played into the corner by Gagne. Now he centers one. Sample pokes it away with a stick. Batted down, cleared, not out. Shot from the point, deflected. Sample makes the save and has to cover up. Collision in front. Jason Kelsey came in with the cross check and leveled one of his own guys. .6:56 to go here in the first. And the Lumberjacks leading it 2-0. Miller tries to clear. Gagne there to keep it in. Comes back to Miller, who plays it to center. Trevor Short off the boards into the Northeastern zone. Miller picks it up, drops it back to the defenseman, who tries to go back to Miller. Didn't expect it. Brunette centered one that was broken up. And Gagne keeps it in at the point. There's a shot. And Wilbur is stopped by Sample. Brunette battles forward in the corner with Brad Lamberton. Miller there now to pick it up. And Mike Miller has it taken away by Scott Wilbur. Miller tries to send it down ice. He does. Marshall Godin out of the net. Plays it up. Comes right back in. And Brian Young tries to get something going, but he could not control it. Now Price to center. Taken there by Trevor Short. And across the blue line. Short can't get Lumber on it. Now in front. Sample kick save. Rebound comes right to Short. Backhander is blocked. Now the Cougars with a chance. But that pass was too far for Marty Sample. Puck loose in the corner. Spencer Lanthier with it. He tries to get it up for Wilbur. Sample there for the Cougars. Now the puck goes over to the far corner. In behind the net, Jason Lemieux centers one, but it's broken up by Short. Cleared down ice. So the Lumberjacks will be called for icing with 5:10 remaining here in the first. And Tupper Lake still with that 2-0 lead. Our cameraman was telling us of a big 12-player trade in Major League Baseball today between the Padres and the Astros. Too bad you can't make trades in high school hockey. That would be interesting. Puck ends up on the mesh. Now they've cleared it. Battle behind the net. Lumber Jacks come out with it. Tripping call against Marty Sample of Northeastern. Northeastern fans don't care for that one. So another Tupper Lake power play. They're already on top 2-0. Lumberjacks look to bring it up to center. Number 22, Larry Callahan, had it poked away, and the Cougars play it back to the Tupper Lake zone. That pass was too far for Nick Brunette. Cougars pick it up, look to clear, they don't do it. There's a shot, and that one went over the net. Dan Hutt with the blast. Now it's taken away and sent down ice by Chris Rabideau. I take that back. That was Peter Racine. Out in front, Colin Crywalks, near side for Ted Lemaire. Picked up by Callahan and across the blue line. Looks to drop it back. Poked away and out to center by Racine. 10 seconds left in the power play. 3:25 left in the period. 2-0 Tupper Lake. Now the Cougars are back at full strength. Dan Brown dumps it into the Cougar zone. Price couldn't play it. Now he will pick it up behind the net. Colin Price, bothered by Lemaire, near side. And Brad Lamberton will look to pick it up. He runs his man into the boards. Lemaire and Crywalks. Puck comes loose. Cougars having problems getting out of their own zone, and now they get it to center. And Lamberton will just dump it in. Jesse Gagne clears it to the point, but not out. Here's a shot for Price. And a stop, the rebound, and another save by Marshall Godin. Here comes Lanther, drops it back. Wilbur, shot blocked in front. Rebound is there, the shot, and Sample covers up. Puck still loose. Looked as though it was under Sample, but all of a sudden it came free, and the Cougars bring it to center. Passed over to the near side, but there is nobody there. Tupper Lake sends it down to the Cougar zone, and we'll have an icing call. 2 minutes, 3 seconds remaining here in the opening period. We're at the Stafford Ice Arena in Plattsburgh, opening round of the Albany Savings Bank Holiday Hockey Tournament. It's 2-0 Lumberjacks. Winner to meet the winner of the Franklin Academy Plattsburgh High School game. Those two teams have met once earlier this year. 2-2 tie. Off the draw, Miller tried to get it back for Young. Broken up and played to center by the Lumberjacks. Brunette centered one. Too far for Wilbur. Comes right back to Brunette, and his shot was blocked. Now Brian Young to center. Miller splits defenders in on net and can't get off the shot, but we're going to have a penalty from the point. Weak shot. Hooking will be the call. And for the final 96 seconds of the period, Cougars will have a chance to get back to within one, as they will have the power play for 1:30 on the hooking penalty. Call on Larry Callahan. Face off just inside the Lumberjack blue line.
Number 22, 30 Callahan. A minute 30 for Hokie. Time on Lumberjack penalty, 13 minutes, 24 seconds.
Off the draw, Cougars bring it toward the net. Miller couldn't get off his shot off the feed from Racine. Lumberjacks play it down to the northeastern zone. Now we got a penalty coming up. We're going to have a two-man advantage for Northeastern. Cross-checking is going to be the call, and it's going to be Nick Brunette going to the box. So an excellent opportunity here for Northeastern. They'll have a two-man advantage for the next 66 seconds. And they really need one here. Well, what a big momentum boost it would be for Tupper Lake to kill this two-man advantage to close out the period, already leading 2-0. But on the other hand, if the Cougars can get one, we're in store for a good hockey game the rest of the way. Miller will dump it into the corner. Racine chases it back to Miller. They tried to find Sample in front. Miller can't find the puck. Now it comes loose. Racine has it, and his pass was behind Sample. Now to the point. Kelsey shot one high and wide. Goes over to the far point to Colin Price. He takes a shot, and that one is deflected wide. Now the Lumberjacks. Gagne looks to clear. Kelsey keeps it in, and he throws it back in behind the net. 33 seconds left in the period. 25 in the two-man advantage for Northeastern. In on net, and it's cleared away by Marshall Godin. Far point, Colin Price, and he shoots one high. Kelsey sends one in on net, and that one is deflected. Now Miller looks to center. Lumberjacks doing a good job of playing the triangle. All the Cougar shots have been from the point. Now Callahan's penalty is over. Well, no, it's not. 1 second left in the Callahan penalty. As an offside called against Northeastern. 7.2 seconds left in the period and 25 seconds left in Brunette's penalty. Now Callahan back on the ice. He immediately runs into Marty Sample. Cougars dump it in, but they're not going to have enough time to get anything going. So a big momentum boost here at the end of the period for Tupper Lake. They successfully kill the two-man disadvantage. And wow, do the shots on goal ever tell a story in this hockey game? For Tupper Lake, 61 seconds into the contest, Charlie Medore gets the goal from Nick Brunette. And Josh Kulzer at 5:02 on the power play. Tupper Lake strikes again. Scott Brunette gets the goal, with Dan Hutt getting the assist. Shots on goal in that period. Tupper Lake 17 and Northeastern Clinton 7. So 15 minutes are complete from the Stafford Ice Arena here in Plattsburgh. And it's Tupper Lake 2 and Northeastern Clinton nothing. Stay with us. Second period action is coming up next. We are just about ready to go with second period action here from the Stafford Ice Arena in Plattsburgh. Opening round of the Albany Savings Bank Holiday Hockey Tournament. The Tupper Lake Lumberjacks lead the Northeastern Clinton Cougars 2-0. 17 seconds remaining on the power play for Northeastern. Lumberjack goals coming from Charlie Medora, number 24, and Scott Brunette, number 49. So the Cougars need to get something going, or else it's going to be Consolation City against the loser of the Franklin Academy Plattsburgh High School game, and that should be one heck of a contest. We saw Franklin Academy and Plattsburgh play earlier this season, a 2-2 tie here at the Stafford Ice Arena, and the game should be as equally exciting a bit later on in our broadcast schedule. Penalty to Brunette is up, and there's a shot, and there's a save by Marshall Godin, who faced 7 Cougar shots in that first period, kept them all out of the net. In front, the shot went wide from Nat Schultz. Puck loose, number 21, Matt Brown. Couldn't control it, and it's played to center by Brad Lamberton. Opening minutes, second period. That one coughed up, and Marty Sample tried to get something going. It was taken away. Racine lost it for Northeastern, and here come the Lumberjacks on a break. Matt Brown drops it back. Larry Callahan, he's bothered by Mike Miller. Nice job by Miller to tie up Callahan. And the Cougars get a break. Peter Racine all alone, in on goal, he shoots, and a great save by Marshall Godin. Godin with the right shoulder coming up to make the save off Peter Racine. Now Brian DeCoste looked to center one. It was broken up. And the Lumberjacks play it down ice. Icing's going to be called. And they'll bring the face-off back to the Tupper Lake zone with 13:28 remaining in the second. Tupper Lake with 17 shots on goal in that first period. Have really controlled the contest throughout. Miller looks to center, puck loose in front, and the backhander is sent just wide. Cougars had a couple of pokes at it, then the backhander could not find the mark from Pete Racine. Now it's dumped into the corner. Kelsey looks to play it up ice for Northeastern. Kept in at the point. Jesse Gagne, his shot went wide. Comes over to the near point, and short with it. He throws it into the corner. Lanthier centers one, but that one came outside as they went back to the point for Jesse Gagne. And they'll bring the face-off outside the Lumberjack blue line. Or the Cougar blue line, rather. "12 minutes, 52 seconds remaining, second period." Spencer Lanthier sends it in. Sample makes the save and gets a face full of snow to show for it. Covers up, and they'll have the face-off to Sample's right. Cougars send it down ice. Nasser Dassey chases after it with Scott Wilbur. Now Jason Lemieux behind the net. Centers one. Corey Hamlin couldn't get any wood on it. Now Hamlin throws it in front, intercepted. And Brunette couldn't clear it. Now they still battle for it. Puck comes free to Lanthier, who drops it back to short, who plays it out to center. Brunette across the blue line, toward the net. The shot to score! Wow, it looked as though that one completely fooled Marty Sample. Or Jason Sample, rather. And the low shot beats Jason Sample, and the Lumberjacks, after not getting a lot of pressure on Sample in the period, get the goal, and they're now up 3-0. Scott Burnett gets his second of the game. Scott Wilbur gets the assist. And at 2:52, that goal puts them on top 3-0. But Northeastern will now have another power play as Jason LeBoeuf goes to the box for Tupper Lake. There you see the scoreboard. 11:53 remaining in the second. 3-0 Lumberjacks, and a face-off coming up to the left of Marshall Godin.
A minute 30 for interference. Time for Lumberjack penalty, 3 minutes, 7 seconds.
Off the draw. Miller gets it back, and a shot from Young is stopped. They look to clear, but Price keeps it in. Thrown into the corner. Chad Supernaw tries to circle Medor. Throws it into the corner. Miller had it taken away. Goes over to the far corner. Brian Young on it. He's bothered by Callahan. Puck kicked back to the point. Marty Sample, a blast, and the net has come off its moorings. The shot hit somebody in front, and one of the Cougar players ran into the net, took it off its moorings, and they'll bring the face-off outside the Tupper Lake blue line. 57 seconds left here in the second period, and the Lumberjacks leading it 3-0. 57 seconds, the penalty time, 11:20 in the period, as we are corrected by our cameraman, Craig Ormsby. Lumberjacks had a chance to clear, but they fanned on it. Now it's thrown into the corner by Miller. Now played back out to center. Colin Price backhands one off the official. Chad Supernaw throws it back for Price. 35 seconds left in the penalty. Short with it at center for Tupper. He sends it back in. Played off the boards, right back to Short. He plays it right back in. 20 seconds left. Brown shot trickled wide, and Miller picks it up behind the net. Cougars look to bring it up ice. Here's 14. That's Marty Sample, and they're offside. So we get the whistle with 10 seconds left in the Tupper Lake penalty, and 10:33 to go in the second period. Just one goal so far in the period. Scott Burnett's second of the game for Tupper Lake. Goal came at 2:52. Miller takes the face-off against Brown. It's controlled by Gagne of Tupper Lake, who will mail it down to the Cougar zone, and that's going to kill the penalty as LeBoeuf heads back to the ice. Now that pass was too far for the Cougar forward, number 12, Brian Acosta, and the Cougars will be called for icing. We want to say a special hello to all hospital patients and shut-ins, those of you that can't get out to the local sporting events but still enjoy our coverage through the magic of cable television. Callahan throws it into the corner for the Lumberjacks. Cougars on it there. They look to clear. Hutt keeps it in. Dan Brown takes it to the net. There's a shot and a save by Sample. Off the little guy, Ted Lemaire out there for Tupper Lake. You won't find too many smaller high school hockey players out there. The number 35, Ted Lemaire, and number 9, Colin Krywaks, out there for the Lumberjacks. Off the draw, it comes back to Callahan. He tried to send it in, but it was broken up by Northeastern, and the Cougars get it to center. Nasser Dassey dumps it in. Corey Hamlin in the corner. He gets belted into the boards. At the point, deflected, in on net, and Godin will cover up. Jason Lemieux right there in front. And they deflected it a bit, but not enough to throw Godin off track. And He was able to make the save and force the face-off with 9:36 to go here in the period. Winner to take on either Franklin Academy of Malone or Plattsburgh High School in the championship game, which we'll have for you later on. Two-on-one, and a nice play. Jesse Gagne to break up the 2-on-1. Now Paul O'Clair in the corner, couldn't clear it. Cougars have it at the point. They fan on the shot. And we get a whistle. Looked like a stick might have gotten up. Elbow is going to be the call. And who is it? Going to be Midori. Charlie Midori, who scored the first goal of the game for Tupper Lake, goes to the box. Elbowing is the call. The Cougars certainly can't complain about not having very many power plays because they have had quite a few. And they've just not been able to capitalize.
Tupper Lake penalty number 24, Charlie Midori. A minute 30 for elbowing.
Now Sample with a shot that went wide. Brian Young in the corner for the Cougars. Looks to center. And that one goes all the way back to the northeastern zone. Jason Kelsey plays it up for Young. And we get a whistle. And they'll face it off. Outside the Cougar blue line, the Tupper Lake bench has been warned by the officials about a bit of yapping that's been going on from the coaches and players. Cougars dump it in. Tupper Lake controls. Can't clear. Loose in front, and it hit the post. Marty Sample hit the post. Now Sample looks to play it to the near side. Chad Supernaw leaves it for Chris Rabideau. He gets knocked off the puck by Wilbur, and Brunette picks it up. Scott Brunette looking for the natural hat trick, 3 consecutive goals. 25 left on the power play. Chad Supernaw waits, dishes off. Brian Young in the corner. He looks to center. He's ridden off the puck. Now behind the net, they battle for it. Comes to the near point. Colin Price waited way too long. Played into the corner, and we've got another penalty coming up on Tupper Lake. Interference will be the call, and this time it's going to be Trevor Short going to the box. Well, if the Lumberjacks advance to the championship game, I'll tell you what, if they're playing either, no matter who they're playing, whether it be Franklin Academy or Plattsburgh High School, they're not going to be able to take penalties like that and stay in the hockey game. 10 seconds. So Cougars with a 2-man advantage for 9 seconds. Brian DeCoste waits, looks for someone open. Now the first penalty is over with. Miller was there, and they score! Miller fanned on his shot, but it went right back in front. And the Cougars get the goal on the power play. Now, wait a minute. Are we having a penalty call? Penalty called before the goal. Or was it after the goal? Well, they still haven't put it up on the board. Rick Hunter wants to know what's going on behind the Cougar bench. Peter Racine is headed to the penalty box. It looked as though he belted somebody after the whistle, so that goal should count. And it will. The Cougars get the goal, but they take a penalty after the fact. The power play goal comes at 7:21.
Number 16, Peter Racine, number 30 for Racine. Time of 97 minutes, 21 seconds.
Racine gets gets the roughing penalty. And he also gets the goal. Brady Cost gets the assist. And the Cougars are within 2. But they'll have to kill the penalty here. Lumberjacks with it behind the net. They throw it back to the point. Larry Callahan shot, glove saved by Sample, and he will cover up. 7 minutes, 9 seconds remaining in the second period. 60 seconds left in the Northeastern penalty. Lumberjacks 3 and the Cougars 1. Cougars send out Marty Sample to take this all-important face-off. Lumberjacks get control. Callahan plays it into the corner. Now Hutt with it. Back to Callahan. 45 on the power play. Into the corner for Schultz. Now behind the net. They center the shot, and Sample got a piece of it. Near corner. Matt Brown plays it in behind the net. Back for Brown, and he couldn't get any wood on it. At the point is Callahan. 25 on the power play. Schultz takes it to the net, takes a shot. Sample save. Rebound loose, and it's cleared by the Cougars. Hutt went crashing into the boards. 5 seconds left in the penalty. Brunette with it. Across the blue line. Takes a shot. Sample save. Rebound. They score! This time it's going to be Nick Brunette to get the goal on the rebound. And the Lumberjacks lead it 4-1. So the momentum that the Cougars picked up goes by the wayside as the Lumberjacks go back out on top by 3. The goal came just as the penalty to Racine was expiring. Here's the announcement.
Scored by number 49, Scott Burnett. Assistant on the Lumberjack goal, number 4, Nick Burnett, and number 22, Larry Callahan.
Well, they've got that backwards.
8 minutes, 51 seconds.
They announced it as Scott Burnett getting the goal, but it was Nick Brunette, number 4, with Scott Burnett getting the assist, as it was Scott that took the original shot. Cougars will look to get something back on the board here. They're down by 3. Spencer Lanthier drops it back. Brunette shot one wide. Far point, Jesse Gagne keeps it in. Lanthier behind the net, in front. Now short, far side. Gagne shot one wide. Now Brunette gets around Jason Kelsey to the net. The shot, they score! And it's 5-1. Now this one's going to go to Scott Burnett. No doubt about that one. Goal comes at 9:54. And this one is just about over. Lumberjacks 5 and the Cougars 1. Now again puck loose in front. Charlie Medore after it in the corner. They center one. At the point, Hutt with a shot, and Sample makes the glove save. Five to 1. Tupper Lake looking like they're going to go on to this championship game of the Albany Savings Bank Holiday Hockey Tournament. Will they be playing Malone or Plattsburgh? If it's Malone, you're not going to see it. Oh, now they've corrected that fourth Tupper Lake goal.
Assisting on the Lumber Jack goal, number 98, Scott Wilbur, and number 10, Spencer Lanier. Time of the Tupper Lake goal, 9 minutes, 54 seconds.
Wilbur and Lanthier pick up assist on the Scott Burnett hat trick goal. And they have indeed corrected that fourth Tupper Lake goal, giving it, and rightfully so, to Nick Burnett. So the Cougars will have to kill a penalty here as Jason Brock goes to the penalty box. There's the scoreboard, tells the story.
Jason Brock, a minute 30 for a high sticky. Time of the penalty, 10 minutes, 43 seconds.
Brown back to the point. Callahan into the corner, back for Brown. Now they bring it out in front. Brunette near side. Hutt marches to the net and scores off the post. Could not have planned it any better. A blast from Dan Hutt hits the post and trickles in. A power play goal for the Lumber Jacks at 11:01. And it's 6-1.
Power play goal, scored by number 88, Dan Hutt. Assisting on the Lumber Jack goal, number 21, Matt Brown. Time of the Lumber Jack goal, 11 minutes.
Brown picks up the assist. 6-1 Lumberjacks. Not a good night if you're a Cougar fan. As the channels are being changed throughout the northern tier as we speak. Nat Schultz drops it back to the point. Callahan back for Schultz. Now Hutt with it back again at the point. Let's see if he can bank one off the other goal posted in. They center one, but the Cougars clear it. Now Brian DeCoste at center and across the blue line. DeCoste with a burst of speed to the net. They score! Brian DeCoste goes border to border and coast to coast with a burst of speed, and he beats Marshall Godin, and it's 6-2.
Foundation's leading goal scored by number 12, Brian DeCoste. Assisting on the Cougar goal, number 16, Peter Racine. Time of the Cougar goal, 12 minutes, 7 seconds.
We're having just 2 goals scored in that. Well, the Cougars come right back. Chad Supernaw just picked up the puck, skated into the net, and put it past Godin as if he wasn't even there, and it's 6-3. And this one comes at 12:15, so just 8 seconds later.
Unassisted, scored by number 7, Chad Supernaw.
As we were about to say, just 2 goals in that first period, and we've had now 7 in the second. And it's 6-3. Now Lanthier plays it for Brunette. In front, Wilbur makes a shot, and Sample makes the save. Scott Wilbur to Brunette, the shot. Sample makes the save and has to cover up. 2:05 to go in the second. Pace has picked up a bit in the second period as the goals have been freewheeling. The face-off will be at Jason Sample's left. Nice job by Hutt to prevent the on-rushing DeCoste from moving out. Tupper Lake definitely using their size to their advantage in this contest. Almost another break for DeCoste. Now Tupper Lake's offside. 1:42 to go, second period. 6-3 the score. Looked as though the route was on. It was 6-1 with 3 minutes and 59 seconds to go in the period. And 2 Cougar goals in a span of 8 seconds. It's 6-3. And the Cougars will look to do to Tupper Lake what Beekmantown did to them. Oh, there's a great glove save by Sample, robbing Brunette. Those of you that saw the Beekmantown Northeastern game we had in the Plattsburgh High School CSO tournament, Cougars blew a 5-goal lead late in the game, only to have Beekmantown tie it and then Northeastern win it in overtime on a Mike Miller goal. Off the face-off, there's a shot. Sample makes the save. Rebound is loose. They score! Nat Schultz with a goal. Sample couldn't control the rebound. Sat there, and Schultz gets it home for Tupper Lake. Goal comes at 39 rather. And the sergeant, Nat Schultz, gets the goal for Tupper Lake.
Tupper Lake goal scored by number 5, Nate Schultz. Assisting on the Lumberjack goal, number 21, Matt Brown.
Matt Brown picks up his 3rd assist of the game.
49 seconds.
And now we've got our football score, 7-3. Here comes the sergeant again. Schultz moves in, drops it back for Brown. His shot, save Sample, rebound, loose in front. And Colin Price says, get onto this puck.
1 minute, 1 second.
Bob Pooler a bit premature with the announcement of a minute to play in the period. As we can see on that scoreboard, 1:01. But we certainly have done that many times before. There's a shot from Callahan, and Sample covers up. Now some pushing and shoving going on after the fact. No penalties will come out of this. As we're down to 57.4 seconds remaining. And the Lumberjacks outscoring the Cougars 5-3 in this second period. Holding on to that 4-goal lead. And back to the point. Hutt takes it to the net, takes a shot. Sample makes the save. Sample faced 17 shots in that first period alone. I'll bet you they've got more than that already. Now again in front. This time Price got a piece of it. And here comes a 2-on-1. Marty Sample in with Supernaw. They try to get it back and Hutt broke it up. Supernaw to the net. Dishes off and the Lumberjacks clear. Colin Price, he takes a shot. That one goes wide. Penalty coming up on Tupper Lake. Interference is going to be the call. Every time the Lumberjacks have a penalty call on them, their goaltender, Marshall Godin, throws the arms up into the air and shakes his head. Can't understand it.
Tupper Lake penalty number 88, Dan Hutt. A minute 30 for interference. Time for the Lumberjack penalty, 14 minutes, 47 seconds.
So Hutt will sit on his chair in the penalty box. With 13.7 seconds remaining in the second period. Now we're under 10 as the Lumberjacks play it to center. And Northeastern's offside. 4.9 seconds. Face off just outside the Lumberjack blue line. Cougars get the draw. Racine brings it in, and that's going to do it. So 30 minutes are complete from the Stafford Ice Arena. And the Lumberjacks with that 7-3 lead. A lot of goals in the second period. Scott Brunette gets his second of the game at 2:52 to make it 3-0. Then Peter Racine answers on the power play for the Cougars at 7:21. That made it 3-1. Nick Brunette makes it 4-1 Tupper Lake. And Scott Brunette gets his hat-trick goal to make it 5-1 on the power play. Dan Hutt makes it 6-1. Then all of a sudden the Cougars get back into the action as Brian DeCoste scores at 12:07. Then Chad Supernaw just 8 seconds later, 12:15 to make it 6-3. But with a minute and 21 seconds left in the period, the Sergeant Nat Schultz scores for Tupper Lake to make it 7-3. Shots on goal in that second period. Tupper Lake 21. Northeastern 9. Tupper Lake out shooting Northeastern 38-16 after 2 periods of play. So with 30 minutes complete, the score, Tupper Lake 7 and Northeastern Clinton 3. Stay with us. Third period action is coming up next. Just about ready to go with third period action here at the Stafford Ice Arena. Rick Knowles on the call. Craig Ormsby on the camera. And the Tupper Lake Lumberjacks lead the Northeastern Clinton Central School Cougars 7-3. Opening round of the Albany Savings Bank Tournament. Game 2 still to come between the FA Huskies and the Plattsburgh High School Hornets. Two-0 Tupper after one, but a scoring outburst in that second period. 5 Tupper goals, 3 Cougar goals to put us to the 7-3 point we're at now. 40 seconds remaining on a Tupper Lake penalty. It has run into this third period. So the Cougars will look to get back within 3 with a goal here. Far point. Colin Price shot and a save by Marshall Godin. But we got a penalty. Cross check. That's the call. And it goes against Scott Wilbur for cross-checking. So a 2-man advantage for the Cougars. face-off will be at Marshall Godin's left. Brunette to take the draw against Sample. Cougars get it. Shot from the point is blocked by Brunette and played down ice. Cougars with numerous power play opportunities throughout the game. This is their third two-man advantage. 8 seconds left on the two-man. When that runs out, they'll have a single-man advantage for 63 seconds. That's right now. They get one man back for the Lumberjacks. Now here's a steal. Sample dishes off. Super back to Sample, and he hits the top of the net. Now in the corner, Brian Young centers one. At the point, Price winds up. Shot, score! Colin Price. He took the shot. Brian Young was in front of the net. And it might have deflected in off Young. But nonetheless, it's a power play goal, 1:40 into the period. And Northeastern says, don't turn those dials yet. It's not over. And it's 7-4. Price took the original shot, but it was deflected by Young in front. Sample and Price gets the assist. Here come the Lumberjacks right back. But Jason Sample kept him out of the net. Now the Sergeant, Nat Schultz, broken up in front. Schultz gets it back, broken up in front. Here comes a 3-on-2. Miller dishes off. Cougars pass too far for Brian DeCoste. DeCoste and Callahan battle. Miller to DeCoste, open in front, the shot, oh, and a great save. Marshall Godin with a great glove save. And that one, folks, could have made it a 2-goal game as the Cougars were right there. .38-16 shots on goal after 2 in favor of Tupper Lake. Off a draw, Miller. Shot blocked by Gagne. He plays it in behind the net. Trevor Short for Wilbur. Played to center. That pass was behind Peter Racine. Miller. Back for DeCoste. Brian DeCoste lost control of it, and Short looks to clear. And here comes Wilbur on a break. Scott Wilbur to the net. Now behind the net. Centers one, but it went off a leg in behind the net. Lanfear centers it. Shot blocked. Puck deflection to the far corner. Cougars send it down ice. Icing will be called. So again, good action in this early going of the third period. Cougars have closed it to within 3. It's been one of our longer games of the season. Started at 6. The next game is scheduled to start at 8. It doesn't look as though that's going to happen, as it's about 7:45 right now. We've still got almost 12 minutes to play. Now Price clears it down ice. And Price will be called for the ice. And they'll bring the faceoff back to Jason Sample's right. Boy, did you see that fan we had a shot of at the end of the second period? Doing a little dance to one of the Bob Pooler tunes over in the far side. You're really into it. Might even make This Week in Baseball. Now Callahan looks to bring it up. Poked away by Nasser Dassey. Dassey tried to center, but nobody there for Northeastern. And the Cougars get it back at center. Taken away. Medor, who scored the first goal of this game, dumps it in. Cougars dump it right back into the Tupper Lake zone. Dan Hutt to LaBeouf. Now some of these names on Tupper Lake, they deserve to be called the Lumberjacks. Hutt, LaBeouf, Eau Claire, Crywalks, and of course, Schultz. Those are Lumberjack names. Now Medor gets it up for Schultz. Off his skate, it goes back to Hutt. Back to Schultz and across the blue line. And he can't get around the Cougar defenseman, Colin Price. And the Cougars look to start out. Taken away at center by Nick Brunette and brought in. Schultz for Brunette, broken up by Price. Colin Price behind the Cougar net. Now at center, here's Chad Supernaw. Drops it back, Sample poked it in, but the Lumberjacks play it right back out. Here's Schultz to Brunette. Sample makes the save and covers up the rebound. 9 minutes, 12 seconds left in the hockey game. And the Lumberjacks trying to hold on. They lead 7-4. Face off at Sample's left. Cougars get the draw. DeCoste at center. We've seen his great burst of speed earlier on in this contest. Now Miller centers one. It'll go all the way back to the point. The shot blocked. DeCoste gets it back. Shot save. Rebound cleared away. And the Lumberjacks come back out with it. They dump it in. They'll have to clear the zone. They still don't do it, and it's going to be an offside call. A good hit down in front of the Cougar bench as Lantier got belted by one of the Northeastern players. .8:41 the time remaining. Callahan looked to dump it in, but Jason Lemieux plays it back. And now the Lumberjacks send it down ice. Wilbur will chase after it into the corner. Poked away by Colin Price. Lumberjacks get to it first. Going to bring the face-off outside the zone. Is going through the crease was the Lumberjacks center. There's the scoreboard, 8:24 remaining. 7-4 Tupper Lake. Cougars make an offensive change. They send out Supernaw with Young and Sample. Lumberjacks get the draw. Dump it in. Here is Sample for the Cougars. Look out, he tried to come right out in front of the net. Now it's cleared away. Supernaw plays it up to center. Supernaw across the blue line, takes a shot, that one blocked. And Trevor Short there to clear. In on Godin, plays it to the near side. Hutt gets run into and belted. Cougars trying to put a little muscle on the Lumberjacks here. Now Wilbur falls down. Lance there. Throws it into the corner. Wilbur gets it there. Now in behind the net. He tried to center, but Sample came out to take it away. Shot, Sample, save. Wilbur right there on the doorstep. Well, they shove him to the ice well after the whistle. And we've got a Tupper Lake penalty. Misconduct signaled on number 10. That's Spencer Lanthier. So misconduct penalty.
Tupper Lake penalty number 10. Spencer Lanthier. Offensive 30 for our sportsmanlike conduct. Time of the Tupper Lake penalty 7 minutes and 44 seconds.
So they've announced an unsportsmanlike conduct minor, but I don't think that's the case. They're going to change that. It's a misconduct penalty, which is 7.5 minutes. So Lanthier is done for the night. Callahan, that shot was blocked by DeCoste. Chris Rabideau plays over to the far side, kept in by Gagne. Amador with it in the corner. Miller. Cougars still can't clear. Comes to LeBoeuf, his shot. Sample save, rebound loose. And now it comes out to center. Under 7 minutes remaining in the contest. 7-4 Lumberjacks. Racine centers one right there, and they hit the side of the net. Miller went in too far. Shot from DeCoste, save, rebound loose in front, and another save by Marshall Godin. Now the Lumberjacks bring it back. Brown backhands one. Broken up. Miller plays to the center. There's Callahan for Tupper Lake. Mador with a shot. Glove save by Sample. He's going to have to get rid of it. And everybody waltzing around there as though there was going to be a whistle. Puck still loose. Now Miller comes out with it. He clears, but not out. Schultz lost it. And the Cougars get it out to center. Five minutes, 33 seconds remaining in the period. Just one goal so far in the third. Northeastern's Brian Young off the deflection in front. But it's 7-4. Now Brown to Brunette. Just couldn't control the pass. They drop it back for Brown. He takes a shot that goes wide. All the way back to the Lumberjack zone. Dan Hutt for Brown. Backhanded out. Cougars play it in. Lumberjacks play it out. Trip. Brown got tripped by Jason Lemieux. And we'll have a Cougar penalty. Tripping is the call. And with just 4:53 remaining in the hockey game, it's awfully tough now for the Cougars. So it looks right now like Tupper Lake's going to advance to the championship game. And they will play either Plattsburgh High School or Franklin Academy of Malone. Northeastern They're going to be in the consolation game against the loser of the Plattsburgh-Malone game. Now, if it's Northeastern and Malone, we'll have coverage for you, as well as if it's Northeastern and Plattsburgh. But if it's Northeastern and Plattsburgh, we will not have coverage of the Tupper Lake Malone game because nobody around here cares about Tupper Lake and Malone. Let's hope it's Tupper Lake and Plattsburgh in the championship. Well, WIRY Radio is planning the live broadcast of the championship game, and they don't want to do Tupper Lake and Malone. We don't want to do Tupper Lake and Malone. So let's hope it's Plattsburgh and Tupper Lake. Two on one, now open in front, they score! Short-handed goal. Mike Miller. And it's 7-5, but is this too late? The goal comes at 11:17. Miller gets credit, and now they're down by 2. Did we have some technical difficulties there for a second, Craig? What happened? Now in front, Sample. Loose. Oh, Sample gets a mid on it. They hit the post. Now they score. The Lumberjacks had 2 or 3 pokes at it. Sample was down and couldn't cover it. And now the goal advantage is back to 3. Scored by number 21, Matt Brown. Assisting on the Lumberjack goal, number 4, David Brunette, and number 5, Nathan Schultz. Now the Lumberjack goal, 29 seconds. Now Schultz for the Lumberjacks. Centers it, Sample down, and it's cleared away. So we've now got less than 3 minutes to go in the game. Northeastern with a Fury made it 7-5, but now it's 8-5, Tupper Lake. Trevor Short just throws it up to center. Cougars play it back out. Goaltender out. Leaves it for Hutt. Hutt coughs it up to Miller. Miller in front, poked away by Godin. Miller in front, shot saved by Godin. Lumberjacks bring it back. Matt Brown centers one, broken up by the Cougars. Price with it in the corner. Now they backhand one that goes wide. Josh Kozer took that shot. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties that we had earlier. I don't even know what they are, but our cameraman tells me we had some technical difficulties. Dump down ice with less than a minute and a half remaining. Now here comes Nasser Dassey. Now behind the net, Dassey looks to center. And cleared away by the Lumberjacks, but not out. A shot from Lamberton went wide. Rabideau sends one wide as we're now under a minute. Sample in front, saved by Godin. He plays it. Lumberjacks play it to center. Lamberton picks it up for Northeastern. Now Young lost it. Goes to the far side. Rabideau plays it to center. 30 seconds to go in the game. 8-5 Tupper. Gagne for Wilbur. Out center. LeBoeuf throws it off of Brunette. Wilbur there. Oh, Wilbur is run into. 10 seconds left in the game. Dassey throws one in front. Taken away by the Lumberjacks. 5 seconds. Tupper Lake sends it in, and that will do it. So the Tupper Lake Lumberjacks defeat the Northeastern Clinton Cougars 8-5. And they will advance on in this Albany Savings Bank Holiday Hockey Tournament to take on either Franklin Academy or Plattsburgh High School. Shots on goal in that third period. Cougars out shooting Tupper Lake 11-10, but for the game, the Lumberjacks outshoot Northeastern 48-27. It's 2-0 Tupper Lake after one. A plethora of goals in that second period. 5 for the Lumberjacks, 3 for the Cougars. That made it 7-3. And the Cougars battled back. They made it 7-5, but just seconds after they made it 7-5, Tupper Lake scores off the scramble in front to give us the 8-5 final score. Cougars next up will meet the loser of the Plattsburgh Franklin Academy game. Tupper Lake will take on the winner for the title. I want to thank our cameraman Craig Ormsby for his work in tonight's game, and we hope you'll stay with us for future broadcasts of high school hockey coming up from the Stafford Ice Arena in this Albany Savings Bank Holiday Hockey Tournament. For Craig Ormsby, I'm Rick Knowles. Hope you enjoyed the game and have a